Hey everybody, it's Ron from Ron's Basement. Thank you for joining me today. I have a video for you about why I think the price of gold might skyrocket. Now, today's June 17th, 2021, and the price of gold is definitely not skyrocketing. It's in the basement, just like me. But I think that there's a number of factors that can come together, or maybe even just one of the factors can occur that will result in the price of gold not crashing much further, and very likely that we could have a very strong summer for the price of gold. So, yeah, what happened yesterday? The Federal Reserve came out and was hawkish. They said we might raise rates, or we think we're gonna raise rates sometime in 2023. Now, you do the math, but in my mind, that's like a year and a half to 2 years from now. They're talking about maybe raising rates. Did I tell you I have twin 9-year-old daughters? Well, I do. Okay, they're 9. If they tell me what they think they want for their 11th birthday, which is about the same time the Fed thinks that they're going to raise rates, I can guarantee you conditions are going to change. And what my daughters tell me today they want for their 11th birthday, they're not going to want in a year and a half, 2 years from now. And that's what I think about the Fed. Like, how do they know what's going to go on in the next year and a half, 2 years? They don't. In 2018, 2019, at the FOMC meetings, were they saying, well, we think that in a year and a half we're going to have a global pandemic and huge financial crisis, so we're preparing? No, they don't know what's going to happen any more than you or I do. So to put too much credence into this prediction that they have is, in my opinion, not smart. I'll leave it at that. And on top of that, they're talking about raising rates like a 0.5%. So at the most, right? A year and a half, 2 years from now. Well, the biggest driver of the price of gold is real interest rates. If you don't know how to calculate real interest rates, and you're interested or are invested in gold, you need to learn this calculation very quickly. And I'll help you with that right now. To calculate a real interest rate, you take the rate, the going rate interest rate. Okay, so we'll say 1%, right? If you take your money to the bank, or you buy a 10-year treasury, is what, like 1.5% right now. That's the going interest rate. You subtract from that the inflation rate, which is about 5% right now. So if we use the aforementioned example, and you're gaining 1% on your money at the bank or in a bond or whatever, but you're losing 5% to inflation, the real interest rate is negative 4%. And that's good for gold. Add on top of that that we have huge government deficits, huge government debt, crazy monetary and fiscal policy going on right now. And again, there's years worth of information about that you can research on your own. There's just a strong case for gold going forward. And I want to mention two more interesting things about gold. And then I found this on my own, but I'm sure other people have noticed this, and maybe you have yourself. But if you look at a long-term chart of the price of gold, and you go back to the financial crisis, 2008, 2009 timeframe, and you zoom in on how gold behaved during that period, before it took off, it behaved. There was about a 6-month period where it got choppy, and then it dove down temporarily and then shot up. 2 weeks ago, I looked at that and I thought, wow, that looks like exactly what's going on right now. It was choppy, but we hadn't dove down yet. And I thought, boy, it looks real similar, but that would mean that we would have to drop now to about 1750, 1780 to be like an identical chart pattern. And that's what's happened here in the last 2 days. Now, I'm not saying that predicts the future, and I'm not a big chart guy nonetheless, but very interesting. And I think with the kind of underlying factors supporting the price for gold, that could be the case. The other interesting thing going on right now with gold is Basel III, and there's years worth of information about that also on YouTube or in written form that you can read about if you like. But there's some people that think that maybe even this push down was maybe orchestrated, the conspiracy theorists orchestrated by the bank so that they could get out of their shorts and establish their positions within gold ahead of this Basel III. And there are some knowledgeable people who think that the Basel III implementation, which will be on the 28th of June of this month, initially starting in Europe, if I have that correct, that will be very, very bullish for the price of gold. So that's it. I think I covered everything. Yeah, it's been a horrible couple days for people that invest in gold and silver. And everything I kind of said in this video generally relates to silver as well. It's been a tough couple days. I even wore my gold shirt when I made this video because I'm still a believer, and I think that there's a chance that we could see a rapid rebound. And I'm not saying like in the next 5 minutes or the next maybe even 5 hours, maybe 5 days, and maybe 5 weeks, that we could have a really great summer of 2021 with the price of gold. We'll see. Just my opinion, not investment advice. Don't buy or sell anything or adopt any puppies or do any type of action as a result of the purely informational video that I presented to you today. Thanks for watching. I hope you're doing well, and I'll talk to you soon.